Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have a Smith & Wesson watch. It's kind of cool. Orange bezel, orange accented bezel, I should say, all black. It's got like a silicon plastic band. You know, it's decent. It has the articulating pieces up here and a regular like sport watch band down below on each end. It has a beautiful dial. You know, large numbers on the main 4 quarters and then the smaller numbers in between. It's basically, you know, touted as a U.S. military watch. I know a lot of people don't like these. And it also has a date function there, but you know, a lot of people don't like these because they're more fashion type U.S. military watches, but that's okay. I like them. You know, they look pretty good. So this one has the recessed crown, I'll call it, not really recessed, but it has the protectors coming out about it right here, so you don't chip that gigantic crown off. But let's get into a battery change on this real quick, and then when we're done, we'll get to the specs. This has a normal snap back, so I just use my pry tool that came from my watch toolkit, which is, there's a link for that below, and I just pop the back off, and you can see the movement's pretty simple when you get inside, one of your basic kind of fashion watch type movements, right? The quartz fashion watch type movements. Looks like that uses let me get in there and see, but I'm going to guess that's a 626 battery or a 377, right? So we're just going to pop that battery out of there. And if you didn't notice, I took out that plastic retainer just to be able to get to that battery. So we're going to pop that out without breaking the movement, and we get that popped out of there. We're going to get into our drawer where we have our batteries, linked to that below also. That'll put a few pennies to the channel. We're going to pop a new battery out, and we're going to put one in, and we're going to see on camera if this thing actually even works. Let's see if we can get that in there and then push over. There we go. Now we got the retainer in. We're going to put our, we got the battery in. We're going to put our plastic retainer back in, and then we're just going to kind of hold that in place for a moment. Looks like we got moved a little bit. Doesn't quite line up. There we go. And we're going to see if it runs. It does run. Okay. So I'm going to mess with this retainer a little bit. It does feel like it got off slightly. There we go. It just keeps, it kind of grabs it when you put it in there. There we go. There we got it all back into place. So we're going to go ahead and snap our back on. Now sometimes, you know, I like to get out my watch press and finish that off because it doesn't want to pop back in place sometimes. So rather than even mess with this, and especially on camera, I'm going to get my watch press out and press that back on. Now another thing to note is, I don't know if it's going to be easy for you to see, right here's a little notch. That goes where your crown is. So we're going to put that. Oh no, you know what, we got a problem. Here's the problem. Our retainer is in the way. That may be what it is. So in this watch, it looks like there's a little tiny groove that retainer has to sit in. That's what we were missing. We're in there now. So let's go ahead and put this back on. Get our small groove and our snapback lined up towards our crown. And a lot of times that, you know, your logo and everything that's on the back will be straight up that way when you have it correct. And we're going to press that back on. There we go. Much easier. That one pressed. Nope. I'm sorry, it did not. There we go. I think we're good now. And what I like to do is a visual around the edge just to make sure we're in there good. It looks like we're in there good. And we're up and running. So let's just set the time on this real quick. Let's see. We've got, let's call it 1:33 on the 26th. So let's pull the crown out, and there we move out 2 spaces. We can do the hands. Let's move out 1, and we can change that date. If we spin it down and get to the day before where we want to be, let's say we want to be on the 25th. All these with the date function set pretty much the same. And then we're going to go around till we get past midnight and change that to the 26th. Right now, there's our midnight, and we went to the 26th. Now we're going to call this 1:35 p.m. So we're going to get to 1 o'clock. There's one, then we're going to go 35. And we're going to snap it back in. There we go. We are set. Our date function's set and our time is set. That is really easy. Now the other cool thing about this, it has this rotating bezel. I would have thought a watch like this, that's more fashion oriented, I would call it, would have a fixed bezel, but it doesn't. So let's get some specs on this real quick, and then we'll wrap this up with some macro shots, some close shots, and some shots on the wrist, like we always do. Looks like case size, let's do it without any of the crown. It's about 45, so that's a good size case. Lug width, we're going to go, going to have to kind of guess unless we flip it over. We're going to guess. It's about a 22, I would guess, because the bandwidth's about 21. And let's get a case thickness. This is a thick case. It's about 13. 12 odd probably, since I always seem to slide that when I pull it off. Good looking watch. I like it. You know, I have no idea what this goes for. I know somebody that's into the pew-pews really good, so he's going to get this watch as a gift down the road. Hopefully he's not watching this video right now, or I may give that away, but that's kind of cool, I think. It's in great shape. Crystal's in great shape. No scratches, no scuffs. Looks like it's really never been worn. Again, I picked this up in a watch lot. You know, I just bought basically a pound lot of watches, and this was in here, and we cleaned it up and got it looking this good. It's got a nice little brush finish on that bezel too. So anyway, guys, stay tuned here real quick for shots on the wrist and macro shots of this watch, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.